Hey everybody, this is Norm, and boy, do I have a treat for you today. We are going to be talking to you about a brand new song and a brand new drive-in haunt that's coming to OC. Please let me introduce to you Mr. He.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? I am Mr. He. Thank you, Norm, so much for having me today. I've been a big fan, so this feels very full circle.
Well, it's so funny because you've actually come to some of the events before,
Yeah,
and I just knew you as Parker.
most people in California know me as Parker. In New York, it's like a whole different world.
For our viewers at home, Parker suddenly reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've got a song and I've got a haunt. I'm in drag. Check it out." So I'm completely blown away because the music is great.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
why don't you tell us a little bit about the song and the haunt that's coming?
My dad and I have been building home haunts for years. We never really opened it up to the public just because it was sort of like our thing. My birthday's the 27th of October, so the home haunt just became my birthday party. Everyone would always come to see what we were making. And it was last year I got the idea where I was like, Dad, what if we turn our home haunt into like a drag event? And so suddenly all of our clowns looked like me. We had a huge clown entrance, but it was painted like me. And everyone loved it. Everyone was like, this is so funny. This is so, like, every clown you looked at was wearing one of my wigs. It was hysterical. And I thought, this is it. Like, people love this. We started this plan. We're like, we're going to have we're going to do a drag haunted house. We created the brand a Mr. He Slasher. It was sort of a joke on gender and slash her. I thought I was so witty. And we were supposed to make our debut at RuPaul's Drag Con. We had 2020 like planned out. Triggered, and it was gonna end with Mr. He taking over a fully functioning professional haunted house, and all the monsters would look like me. And I was like, this is gonna be so hysterical. Pandemic, everything comes crashing down. What are we gonna do? Well, I moved back home because New York just it was so difficult. You either knew someone who was dying, dead, or like, it was awful. I came home and I was like, okay, Dad, it's May, AKA for us, it's time to start planning Halloween. Let's go. And I thought, we need to start right now. We need to plan for this virus. We can't plan thinking that this is all going to go away. We need to plan an event. So if this is happening, the event can still happen. In New York, I write and perform a bunch of original music, and I never recorded any of it. I was a big believer in, you want to see me, you got to see me live. Because I love that. I love that sort of secrecy, that magic that comes with live performance. All of a sudden I was like, is live performance dead? Am I never going to be able to perform live again? So I thought, we need to record something. We need to get into a studio. We need to make a video. And if we're going to put all our time and effort into that, that's going to need to be the haunt. So we came up with this, we've been turning our entire house, front yard, into a drive-in movie theater with a full ticket booth and movie theater doors and these vintage blue movie theater seats and a huge tent that one by one a car can drive in to watch this music video. And I really wanted to do something that was really fun, really exciting, pretty much family friendly. Subject material might be a little risque. If they watch American Horror Story, they're gonna be fine.
You kind of went in full bore. Like you said, okay, we're going to build a drag musical haunt at our house.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Exactly. And I have an entire car that I've painted. I call it the Mr. He machine, and that will be on our front lawn as display. And, I wanted to make an event that was purely visual from the street. If you do want to get out of your car and like get a closer look, obviously wear a mask, you're more than welcome. But I wanted to make something where you never even have to leave your car. You can feel safe, you can feel comfortable, and you can get one hell of a show. I'm so grateful for all the home haunts out there. Helser, and I always say it wrong, Selhaines, the one like down the street from Helser. Literally, there's a huge home haunt, and then like down the street, there's another one. I'm like, who planned this? But they did such incredible yard displays. And I'm so grateful for all the home haunts who are stepping up to the plate and saying, you know, we're going to reclaim Halloween. And I think my dad and I had that same mentality. We're like, no, 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 no. You cannot cancel Halloween. I will make sure that I can give you some spooky vibes, you know?
Well, you know, what I want to know is, do we have to bring singles to tip the performer?
I mean, you are always welcome to tip your local drag queen. But no, like this is all going to be free to the public. I really just wanted to make something that was super fun and exciting. And, you know, so I wrote and produced this song called Zombie Boy, the heartbreaking ballad of a mortician who unfortunately has to embalm his secret lover.
When you sent it to me, I was pretty blown away by the production value of it, and it reminded me a lot of Hedwig. It reminded me a lot of Mika.
Oh my God. Yes, thank you.
So tell us how this whole thing came about.
I wrote a musical about a mortician who is sort of isolated in his basement. He lives upstairs. And I thought, wow, this sounds awful, being isolated in your house with your family, with your job, surrounded by death. I don't know. I just thought, what would be the life of this person? Does he get out much? What does he do for escape? And I just thought of this really sad idea about this mortician who suddenly has to work on someone he cares about. And it wasn't until after the song was done where I was like, why do I relate to this? I think a lot of queer people it's very difficult for queer people to learn and develop how to form relationships and what is right and what is wrong, because we're just not taught that. And it's so environmental for each and every single person that everyone's going to have a different experience. But the feeling of, is this person not going to be able to love me back in public, is I think a major fear that a lot of queer people face. And so at its simplest form, this song is written for the individual who was too scared to come out, the individual who lived his life, their life, got married, did the thing, had the kids, you know, became part of that nuclear family image, and sort of repressed everything about themselves.
Became a sort of zombie, right?
Exactly. You know, I think my dad was like, but wait, a zombie is like the living dead, like zombie boy, this, you know, you're not singing about a zombie. And I was like, but am I?
Yeah, exactly. That's like, about the third time I heard the song, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you know,
exactly.
I think there's something about a zombie is simply just a person who's dead inside, just walking around. And that became the metaphor for internalized homophobia. It became the metaphor for the man who lived a completely double life behind the back of another individual. And I don't know, it feels really personal. It feels really wholesome. It feels very relatable. Yet everything I'm singing about, all the subject material, like I don't think there may be one person in the world who is like, I have gone through that. Like, you know, the one gay mortician, and I'm sure I'll find them eventually. But
I guess, but
you know, I just think that I knew it would be hard to scare people from a car. I knew it would be hard it's tricky. You know, how do you create a drive-in environment and still make it Halloween, still make it horror? Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, people are seeing enough violence right now on the TV. Maybe I need to strip the violence, strip the blood, and go straight dagger to the heart. Horror is the #1 best genre to teach empathy. And I think that this song and this video will do that. It'll allow people to go, oh, wow, I can't imagine that's what someone has to go through. Because for so many people, they'll never understand what it's like, you know?
They'll never understand what it's like to feel privately accepted and publicly rejected.
Definitely.
So
I'm very grateful that you say Mika and Hedwig, because I met with this wonderful producer by the name of Louis Diller. And I said, I have a crazy idea. And he saw the video, me performing Zombie Boy just as a piano ballad at one of my shows. And he said, I'm all in. And I said, but there's one thing, you gotta watch me. You have to watch Hedwig before we make the song, because I need it to live in this world. You know, I need it to be completely queer in sound and production and everything. And he did such an incredible job of bringing my vision to life and keeping it exciting and theatrical and queer. and then heartbreaking. Like you really laugh, you want to dance, you want to cry. It really takes you through a lot of emotions in one song.
Yeah, it's definitely key. That empathy is key. First of all, there's a ghost dog appearing.
This is Kelsey Beyonce. I don't know if she'll fit in the mortuary. Kelsey.
Hi.
He's Mr. He's biggest fan, so every time I'm in full face, she's just right at it.
Really? That's so cool. Let's talk about the haunt real quick. Now, how are you handling sound? How are you handling the performance space? Is the performance space like in your garage?
Yeah, so we have a huge tent that will be like tenting over the garage. And then one by one, a car will drive in and get their own personal drive-in movie theater experience. In our 2-car garage, we've inserted in a huge projection screen, which will be playing. My drag family came together, the House of Feminine, and created a few funny trailers to like get everyone in the mood. And then the music video will play. The experience will be no longer than 10 minutes. You know, I really wanted to make sure that people were sort of in and out in a timely manner. But yeah, there will be a Bluetooth speaker by that the cars will be handed so that they can, you know, hear the song in its full production. And yeah, it's pretty simple at the end of the day. I wanted to make sure that people felt safe, taken care of, and distant. So we just wanted to give you a little show.
I am totally living for that. I'm totally there. So, will you be there in person, outside,
Yes, I'll be
interacting somehow?
outside. I'll be in full face. I'll have my, you know, face shield on for anyone who wants to mix and mingle. Obviously, we ask that you wear masks and stay distant, and we don't want this to be a super spreader. So, you know, we just wanted to have a good time and do something really joyful during this spooky holiday season. I think that we've managed to create something that people have definitely never seen before.
Well, yeah, I think that you're headed there, and I cannot wait to show up and be able to see it and to take a socially distanced picture with you. And yeah, I mean, it's just so great to see you.
Oh,
Great
thank
to
you
see
so much.
you doing this and making sure Halloween survives and perseveres. Because this is what we do. This is our haunt family. This is what we do.
Definitely. And like I said, I've been so grateful for all the haunts that are putting on something. I mean, literally, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Pirates Cave, but they are like down the street from us.
They're
So
wonderful. They're so
you can
good.
easily do both of ours in the same night. And of course, I'm always going to support our local home haunts and make sure that everyone knows where they can go, what they can do. And it's fun and exciting because we've never opened ours up to the public. It's always been our like best kept secret. And I'm excited for people to see what we're capable of, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here, hoping that, you know, people like the song, people like the video, and then you can only go up. You know, we made this in a pandemic with little to no money, with me and my friends convincing an autopsy clinic to let us film in their space. It is so theatrical, it is so campy. We filmed up in Lake Arrowhead for some flashback scenes of boys running through the woods. It's really magical. Like, it's really fun and exciting to just have something. My drag sister says queerdo. It's like, it's just weird. It's just queer. It's just queerdo. Like, I can't wait for people to enter the world of Mr. E.
Oh God, I cannot wait. And I also have to bring something else up. You mentioned that your dad helped you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to give him total props for being open and accepting and letting you grow as a person and performer.
My father Dexter is the coolest, the greatest. All my friends who meet him are like, man, your dad is so cool. And you know, my father literally on the sidelines while I'm in full drags, like holding a light on an embalming table. And he's like, get the sticker on your shoe. Like, yes, Dexter. When you're like straight, older, like 60-year-old father is on the sideline, like,
your wig is slipping.
That's when you know. That's when you know you better get it together.
I can't wait for you to share your video with our viewers. So
the song is available now on all streaming platforms. You can find a little visual video on YouTube. you can find me at a Mr. He Slasher on Instagram, or you want to check out my website at mrheslasher.com, and you can find everything you need to know.
And when is the haunt set to open, and
So
where?
this Saturday, you can find us in Orange County. And of course, because it is a projection-based theater, we do have to wait for the sun to go down. So shows will probably start at about 7. And yeah, we're really excited. It's sort of a first come, first serve basis. We're used to just our friends and family coming. So if anybody else shows up, this is going to be beyond expectation.
Just get ready to get in line, kids, and be nice.
Get
and
in
be
line,
safe.
be safe, and I'll be there entertaining. So you think waiting in your car is going to be miserable? Not if I'm walking the streets, and I'm a great street walker.
So I've heard. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much for sharing this stuff with us. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for keeping Halloween alive. And please,
Thank you.
please send your regards to your sisters at Feminine. I can't wait to see it this Saturday.
Yes, thank you so much. This is really such an honor and such a full circle moment for me. Like, I literally own the t-shirt you're wearing. I'm such a big fan. So, like, be on this side of it, I'm like, oh my God, are we doing something right? Wild.
I guess you are.
Wild.
I think you are. So,
I mean,
okay.
I'm like, okay, Haunted Hayride, when are you gonna play my video?
Johnny's great. He would totally dig this. He would totally dig it.
Monty, I'm about to give him a run for his money.
Girl. So, you guys, this Saturday, Orange County, you've got the address, and just show up because it's going to be some fun. Thank you so much for coming, Parker, Mr. He. We can't wait to see it.
Bye, everyone.